HLS Show Me How, implementing the Crisis Management Portal template. Hi, my name is Michael Giannotti, and I'm a Microsoft Teams technology specialist with Microsoft's Healthcare and Life Sciences division. You can always find me and all my colleagues at aka.ms/HLSblog. That's aka.ms/HLSblog. So the first thing is this, it's the challenge. As many of you are aware, there are many events taking place right now, both here in the United States and worldwide, that are causing organizations to have workers begin to work from home. And they have one of the big challenges that they're finding is they need a clear channel for communication to employees. One, to reduce panic so that employees see that their organization is on top of what's happening, that they're looking out for their best interests, that they're gathering the information that they need to be able to carry on both within their roles or occupations, as well as take care of themselves and their family. And furthermore, to help reduce the spread of misinformation. As with any time there is a challenge that affects us societally, a lot of information gets passed back and forth, second, third, fourth hand. And as we all know, if we've all played the game where you sit in a circle, somebody whispers an initial thought into one person's ear and it gets passed around, by the time it gets to the end, that message may fundamentally have changed. And so we know that employees themselves sometimes, not out of any sense of malice or anything, but just in the normal course of human psychology and taking information, filtering it, and then passing it on, that information can start to become misinformation. And so we want to reduce that with clear messaging that's consistent and that we can provide to our employees in a timely fashion to help them out. So what's the solution? So the solution that we're going to be showing today is the Crisis Management Portal template. It's a template that is quickly deployed, and we need to give a shout out, first of all, to Mark Cashman, who published a step-by-step building a crisis management template post on the SharePoint Online blog. And based off of that, though, Katie Swanson and Vesa, and I'm gonna butcher your name, I'm sorry, but Vesa Juvenin, they took that work and then created a template which they published to the SharePoint lookbook where you can get designs and quickly roll those out. And that's what we're going to see. It's a great work because, number one, it serves as an aggregate for all the communications that you need to do for your employees to provide that consistent messaging, both messaging from internal that you're producing within your own organization, as well as pulling external things like from the CDC and others, and being able to bring it to a single place and a single interface for users to get what they need. It also, because it's SharePoint, it's extensible, and we can pull in things like Stream for video and executive delivery of announcements and things that are being done, even live video with live events. Also, since it's SharePoint, we can use things like the built-in document library so that, in accordance with ISO 22301, which is around business continuity planning, we can make available within that things like your business continuity plan books that need to be printed in case there is a loss of communications. The beauty of this solution, again, this is not just pointed at the present situation going on, but it can help any organization as it looks to meet ISO 22301 requirements for business continuity. The things that you're putting in place today will have carryover moving on into the future. And finally, we can take all of this and put it to where people work. So folks can either, again, browse to that said portal, or we can pin it, creating a quick and easy app in Microsoft Teams that we're going to see, and then pin that to the left-hand side and make it available so that our users can simply click and go. All right, so let's go on to the demonstration. We are going to live, real-time, publish using the template the solution to our Office 365 demo tenant. But the steps that we take, you'll see how simple it is. You'll be able to do as well within your own org and implement quickly, and then go ahead and I'll walk through a couple of quick and easy customizations that can be done that you can do as well. So let's move on to that. All right, so first of all, we're going to start right here, the SharePoint Lookbook, and this is hosted at lookbook.microsoft.com. And you can see here it says you can get inspired. You can see examples of various content portals that are out there that people can leverage and use. There's a whole range of them. It talks about how to create beautiful sites and pages. And if you have not been here, this is a great resource to leverage to do things that you may need to do within your organization. And you can see one of the examples, and there are quite a few. If I go back up to the top, if we go and see designs, you can see under organization all the various ones. You can see departmental, team, community, and various solutions, including learning pathways. But under organization, as well as down below in the examples, here is that new crisis communications template. And again, hats off to the folks who did a quick turnaround to make this available for customers so that they can implement not just for today, but again, moving forward to meet ISO 22301 business continuity planning requirements. And so with this, we're going to go ahead and select. And they have a quick, descriptor of the solution itself with a link back to the blog that you can look at that this was built off of and served as the model for. But here you can see we have this site that's here. It shows some of the web parts that are used, and it lets you know. You can see the site features that are here, content that's included. They have some example article content, things that you can use. There's, we have Yammer. We have the latest from the CDC, all this great information that's here. They have system requirements. And then it says add to your tenant, but note it does state you must be a tenant administrator. I almost mispronounced it. Not a lot of sleep lately. You must be a tenant administrator to deploy this solution. So what I've done is I logged in as the tenant admin here, and I just double checked our SharePoint environment. Some of the requirements, you do need to have an app catalog set up. If you do not, make sure you set that up and make sure the tenant admin has administrative permissions to this catalog. But once we have that, I'm going to go ahead and select Add to your tenant. And it says, great choice. We just need a bit of information before we start. First of all, it asks for the email. So it wants to know, who this is. And it takes by default your email, right? The admin's one. Site title, it gives by default crisis management, but you might want to rename that. And then the URL, it's going to come under sites and then crisis management. We're just going to take the defaults here. And then lastly, you're going to select provision. It's going to go ahead and validate the prerequisites for us. And it says, what will be provisioned? This template contains the following elements. Isolated site collection, can use an existing URL. Branding elements in the specific site collection. And example content. So, they're going to give you placeholder content that you can then go in, of course, and change. So we're going to go ahead and click confirm. It says provisioning has started. You'll get an email notification when your sites are ready. So it lets you know that an email is going to go to here. It tells you the title, gives us the full URL path, and then it shows we have our little spinning wheel that we're in progress. So we're going to go ahead and pause our recording right now. It does also say you can go ahead and take a look at other examples of sites, etc. But we're going to pause and we'll come back in a few moments once it's done and we'll pick up there. All right, so we see that our provisioning has finished. It says it's completed, so we can go ahead and let's click. and go to the site, and here you can see there's our crisis management site. It has its own little individual logo. It's taken the logo at the top of our corporation, in this case the famous Contoso, has some sample content. So for example, latest updates, and this is all information that we can go in and that we can change and things that we can do. So we have latest updates, we have some sample news that you may want to replace, additional resources and links. Again, you would want to update this with links to your own content. Where we are to help, or we are here to help, they have the actual response team links here, right? So that you can go ahead and email and contact, reach out, or IM those folks. Then moving on down below, we have, I'm going to start from the right, the latest information from the World Health Organization in regards to all this. So they have information from the WHO that's coming, and that's just being pulled up. We also have the latest from the CDC. And again, this is live. This is Twitter right here, right? So, and both of these are the Twitter feeds of both, so you can see information. Finally, we have what looks to be a Yammer Ask Crisis Management component. I want to let you know, though, it is actually not Yammer. This is an image, so it's meant to be replaced with an actual Yammer feed. But again, all this is just SharePoint. So, you know, if we come in, you'll note if I come down here, I'll click and we'll click edit just so you can see. It says change image. We don't want an image. What we would do here is delete. Delete that web part. I'm actually going to go out and we'll go into Yammer. And I'll say open in a new tab. Let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to create a group for this particular one. We'll call it Crisis Management Discussions. There we go. And we'll have that be public. We could add additional people to this if we wanted to, or just leave it and let people join. We're leaving it as public so anyone can join. I'm going to go ahead and click create the group. It'll be created. I'll just add a quick note so you can see something pop up. We'll say, welcome to the Crisis Management Discussions Group. Actually, we'll say Yammer Discussions Yammer Group, or Yammer Discussions Group. There we go. Yammer Discussions Group. Feel free to share your concerns, questions, suggestions here. A team from our crisis management group will be monitoring the conversations here and respond accordingly. All right, so there we go. So we've got a little post that we're going to put, and I'll just say it's an announcement. Whoops. And it got rid. Oh, it didn't. Okay, we're going to go ahead and just post. I'm not retyping. There we go. So we have this particular crisis management discussion group. Whoops. If we come on back here to our piece, we want to go ahead now and add a web part where there was one. I'm going to just expand so you can see here are Yammer highlights, but we want conversations for this one. We want a group, and this was crisis. As we start to type, it's going to go out and search. Come on. It may not have picked it up yet. Oh, we're going to have to come back. Oh, there it is. It did pick. There we go. It just took a moment. All right. We don't want all those. It'll say 4 conversations, but you can make it. You have the option of 4. It will thread them so that it won't, take up all that space. There's a lot of replies. We can do medium of 8, large of 12. Oh, what the heck? We'll do 8. And we're going to just close that, republish. And just like that, we've gone ahead and now actually integrated in Yammer, and people can come in here, they can reply. The other thing, and I could have done this there as well, we can give this the name, and I'll just say Crisis Management Discussions. You could name it whatever you think is appropriate. The point is, it's all just SharePoint. So again, we may want to share a document library with view to our ISO 22301 documents. We might want to place a video front and center up top that has something from our CEO or somebody else from HR, etc., with a message. We could even place, if we're going to deliver a live video via live events, we could link that in here. But it's all SharePoint. We can quickly extend. And again, they're using up here the mega menu, so you can see they've given quite a few placeholders for you to go through and to hit the ground running. I want to encourage you to use this template. It's a great resource. Of course, you could build all this from scratch in SharePoint, but the resources here for you to use and leverage. And finally, when you're all done, if we come over here to Microsoft Teams, we can go ahead and very quickly create an app using the App Studio, where we can then pin that particular website. We could quickly create one, pin it here on the left-hand side, and then that website would appear to all our users right within the context of Microsoft Teams. So where people are working, they don't even have to leave there. They'd have a one-click access and be able to do so. So that's it. It was that simple. Creating a crisis management portal using Microsoft's template off of the lookbook. It's simple. It's easy. It helps you to hit the ground running. It can be infinitely customized and even pushed into Microsoft Teams. I want to thank you for watching. You will find, if you're watching this off of YouTube, please go to our actual blog at aka.ms/HLSblog. That's aka.ms/HLSblog. There you'll find not only the video in a post, but all links to all the associated resources that you might want to leverage as a part of this. So I'll have links to the blog post, to the lookbook, to directions on how to pin an app in Microsoft Teams. So all that's there for you to go ahead and take a look at. But ongoing, if you have additional questions, you can always find me at the blog and comment and post to there, and I'll answer. But you can also find me in social media at the following. So find me on LinkedIn. That's one of the best places to get a hold of me, at linkedin.com/in/Mike Giannotti. You can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/Giannotti. I just ask, don't send me a direct message. I get a lot of spam in that, so I don't really read it much. You comment directly to my Twitter feed, and I will see those and I can respond. And lastly, you can find me on my Facebook page at facebook.com/mgiannotti. Again, I want to thank you for watching. I hope this has been helpful for you, and I just want you to know that at Microsoft, we want to continue to provide value and to assist our customers, so that we're not just a vendor. We want to partner with you. We want to help you, and let us know what we can do. Again, thanks for watching. Have a great day and take care.